Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay. We're continuing We're continuing what the fuck?
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it.
I've got so many different memories going on.
We're continuing Time Travel Week with The Butterfly Effect. This is an underrated ass movie. A lot of people hate this movie. It's been said that something small as the flutter of a butterfly wing can ultimately cause a typhoon halfway around the world. Chaos theory.
Fuck it.
That was
you
his
know
real
what?
name. It's Chaos
Butterflies
theory.
are apparently more dangerous than we ever thought.
Yeah, it's about butterflies. It's a Disney nature story. Ashton Kutcher as a leading man. First off, people were like, This is fresh off of Punk'd. He hadn't done anything else really.
That was probably the downfall of why people hated this movie so much.
I think so, man.
Because it's sad. I don't like Ashton Kutcher at all, really. But in this movie, he did a great job, and nobody gives it credit. Nobody will even watch it because like, oh, it's Ashton Kutcher. Fuck that.
I was surprised the first time I watched it how good he was in it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's still like.
That thing is like, I've got like
probably 5 times in this movie I was like, oh, that was a stupid face. Like his bad acting does come through in this for me like 4 or 5 times. Instead of all up in your grill.
No, dude, it was like blinking. I was like, I was gonna have epileptic.
Sometimes like when he's going through his like when he's transferring, he make a face or something. It's just like sometimes he's bad in it, but sometimes he is good at it.
Amy Smart, who's also in this movie, she is one of those people that is. As a person, as an actress, she's fine. But the way they wrote her in this is it's just like you gotta be stupid. Like she is dumb the entire throughout the entire thing.
But what it is Ashton Kutcher's a kid and he starts. He has the same disease as his dad has. Basically, he starts like when something bad happens, he starts like repressing memories and he's like blocking it out. And he's holding all inside, and then he starts to black out and shit. He starts to do weird things. He's basically holding stuff deep down below, and it's causing him to do weird shit.
You gotta go to the toilet when that happens.
Yeah, he starts to write it in these journals, and as he gets older, he realizes that he can go back into these journals and jump into certain points of his life and change things, and then he starts fucking stuff up. Time travel.
I think this movie was really a love story overall. Like it seems like a love story because he's doing everything he can to make things right, to be with the girl that he loves the most, and even to the point where it's an ultimate sacrifice, or what he's willing to give up for that to happen, for her to be happy, and with everything to be okay.
The movie is so damn tragic. Like everywhere he steps, like bad shit happens. Like
that's
why
it works though. As a time travel, it actually goes, at least in that aspect. It goes to the point where if you change one little thing in the past, it will fuck up things somewhere in the future.
Really fucks shit up.
Yeah,
shit gets bad.
Like you can hit the reset button, but the problem is doing that. You're like automatically, you're like, oh my god, he can reset the past anytime he wants. No, because when he goes back, he fucks his brain up because it's like he has all these new memories pushed and crushed into his skull, which causes his brain to hemorrhage at some points, and his nose bleeds and it's a mess. So you don't want to go back each time you go back and have these new memories, and your nose is going to bleed. That's just messy and it's nasty. So it's
also a superpower in a weird way too, because at certain times like he gets stuck in these terrible. Like at one point he's in prison, he's about to get raped. Other shit happens. That was like the prison scene was badass.
Yeah.
But all this bad shit happens, and he kind of has this in a way superpower where he can go back into these journals, or he can watch a whole movie or whatever, and jump back into the past and try to change things. And it's really interesting to watch that. But what makes the movie so damn good is there's no like Oscar acting moments in this or anything like that. But each character, Tommy as a kid, Lenny, he was kind of Philip Seymour Hoffman. Each character is so damn intense. Even the dad, they didn't shy away from like the ugliness of it. Like they went there.
You know what? I heard somebody say that they got away with a lot more shit than you would think they could get away with because of the MPAA. Because there are some scenes in this movie you're like, holy shit! Like I mean, it really, like I said, it's a love story, but it's one of those weird. At the end of the day, it kind of like it makes you want to go outside and just enjoy the sun and never think about time travel again for at least a day. And then
you get a chance, watch the director's cut, because the original, you could tell the studio was like, we need something happier. You know, we need this to happen. It was just so fucking terrible.
Well, even in the director's cut, it wasn't necessarily happier. I mean, it was better, but it wasn't like because it was tragic even at the end with the director's cut. And it was funny because I had never seen the Butterfly Effect without the director's cut. So when you were talking about the theatrical cut, and you're like, how bad it's like, I had to go back and look at it because I just thought that was the normal cut. And it was fucking terrible.
So cheesy.
But I understand, like in a strange way, I kind of get why they did it. Because if you look at the director's cut of the movie and what happened, it doesn't make any sense.
No, there was plot holes in it.
Like that one scene, what he does with the film reel, no sense whatsoever. Like how does all of a sudden he gains this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that, but he did that in the original.
I know, but it's like that goes back to nitpicky about the plot holes that we talked about. But you know, still. If you get a chance to watch the movie, don't ever watch that because it might taint it. You might watch and be like, the movie fucking sucked because of the ending.
Yeah.
If you watch the theatrical cut, so.
Yeah, and this movie just has a sense of impending doom that's awesome. The guys who are the villains / just bad dudes in this movie, the bad characters are really bad, intensely bad, and it makes it awesome. Everything's a little bit over the top, and it makes it so fun, and like you said, entertaining to watch. And the performances aren't terrible at all. I think this movie is underrated as fuck. I give it an 8.0.
Yeah, I give this movie like an 8.5. I was actually in a pickle because I really wanted to give like this movie a 9 to a 9.5 because I really liked it. But because it's sometimes hard for me to get behind. Like sometimes it confuses me. Like sometimes this shit's going on. I'm like, how does that work? And if I focus too much on what's happening with the time travel aspect of it, I lose sight of the entire theme of the movie, and that happens sometimes. But still, it was a solid movie.
What is your worst? Worst of flavor. Bratwurst. What is your favorite Ashton Kutcher performance if you had to pick one? What's your worst if you had to pick one?
Okay, my favorite is this.
Definitely.
This is number one. My worst, well, not my worst, but Ashton Kutcher's worst performance in a movie. There was, fuck, now I can't even think of what it was. Because it was right there and now it's gone.
It's just butterfly effect. Well, my worst would be, and this surprise people a little bit or whatever, but I don't mind the shitty rom-coms that he did. I don't mind Getting Married or Just Married or any of those movies, even though they're all the fucking same and they're terrible or whatever. A Lot Like Love wasn't that bad of a movie. Some of the shit he's been in is that The Guardian, not that bad of a movie. For me, the terrible performance was him because it was such on a huge scale was Jobs. I thought he wasn't. He wasn't necessarily terrible in it, but it was just wrong. That whole movie just was like that movie was supposed to be a big deep fart, and it just came out like a lady toot. It was like, it was just so stock, and he was still Ashton Kutcher. He didn't involve in that character at all.
When you're gearing up for a fart, the last thing you want is you want a manly He-Man Grayskull. But I will say, he looked like Jobs. At least he had that down. I actually say the worst thing I've ever seen Ashton Kutcher is Punk. I didn't like him in that because he was fucking annoying. He had his little his cap, and he was like, I got you. I didn't like it. Though. It was a funny show, but sometimes it was scripted as shit. Like you could tell, they knew it was happening, so whatever. Outside of that, though, favorite besides this is when he was in the 70s show. I mean, who doesn't like Kelso?
Yeah. And then he's hitting that
Mila Kunis
right now.
Who doesn't want that?
Kudos to you, Ashton Kutcher. I'm Mike. He's Jay. Like our Facebook, guys, there's videos and shit that goes on there that you won't see here. Follow us on Twitter at WeWatchedAMovie and ask your questions and comments below. Anything you want to know, we'll be answering a live video here soon.
And click that subscribe button because you care. And if you don't care, please click. Oh my God, he's going rave. Makes you feel weird.
Yeah, it does.
My wife won't watch it ever.
Makes your beans tingle. Makes your beans
When
tingle.
your beans are tingling, you might want to get a ringling.
We watched a movie.